Hello and welcome to Unturned. This is a game that's quite similar to Minecraft, and I have to check something just to make sure it's recording. So this is just a temporary intro. It's going to be the intro. But this is episode 1, and I tried to get it at dawn, that way it's just becoming light. That way you can actually see what's happening. So see you in a second. Okay, and it is recording. So, this is a game that's really similar to Minecraft meets DayZ. And, personally, this is what I believe DayZ should have been, only with better graphics. It's the only thing I could say that DayZ should have been is this plus better graphics. Because the zombies are actually a threat. And if you don't know what DayZ is, it's a zombie horror survival. That is exactly what this is. Now, in this, I start naked, and I have 3 items. This is from the tutorial. I actually highly recommend that you go to the tutorial, that way you can get your initial weapon first. I don't suggest firing off any rounds from the tutorial, even though it says to. I suggest against it. What you want to do is just grab the equipment and go to this. Now, I actually also suggest that you do not use your rifle first, because this area that I spawned in is a really good spot to survive in. I'm going to show you why. You want to actually get towards water, as these things are actually quite dangerous. They are faster than you no matter what. Walking, running, they are still faster than you. Zombies in this game are actually quite dangerous. And you can slightly keep them at bay using skills that you get later on. I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm currently running off of my own time because I can't do this windowed. It doesn't not work. And as you see, their pathing is kind of odd. You want to actually swim far enough that they, in a sense, despawn from your screen. And I'm using default settings right now, and I have a reason for bringing him over there, because I don't want him being too close right now. Once I have him despawn, it'll be fine. There. Now he's no longer aggro to me. No matter what, I could even swim almost up to him, and he will not aggro onto me. Their aggro detection is actually kind of, it's iffy, but it's actually a very good setup, because that means you actually have to be watching where you're stepping and watch where you're, basically keep an eye on your surroundings. So I have to keep looking at my watch because I can't exactly time this the way I want to. So, easy thing, basically you want to use X and Z for crouching and going prone. Going prone is a very good way to avoid most of the undead. Now, they can still see you like this. I'm just trying to get into this. This is actually a very good spot to start in. I'm just seeing if there's anything in there. Doesn't look like it. Okay, he's seen me. This is a very good way to get rid of the undead in the area. And I already see where something I need. Go to the water. Your sprint is very minimal, and I'm likely to take a hit here. Or 2. Okay, I'm safe. Now, what they do is they'll try to path to you. Just swim far enough that they despawn. And this is just for early game. Later game, you could probably just shoot these guys, but I'm trying to conserve ammo. And I saw a backpack that I really want, and I want them to be away from that area. So I'm just going to get a little bit closer here, and they'll come right to me. This may be a little bit boring to start with, but this is actually a very good setup, and I want him to leave. Okay. Okay, there. I have to wait till he actually gets close enough, because this works in batches, and it's very useful for avoiding most of these things. And he should be fine. I'm just going to swim out till they disappear from my screen, and then I can actually go and start looting. Now, I'll probably shoot whatever is left, because shooting them is actually still pretty good, because it's good for XP, which is needed for skills. Oh yes, and there's an island, I think it's that one. If you swim to that, you can get an achievement. I'm not going to tell you what it is, it's just there's one there. Swimming does not decrease your stamina, which is pretty good. It doesn't help with thirst though, which is kind of bad. I'm likely to die a lot. Now, there is a kind of an exploit that you can do by going to the tutorial, dying, and then just gathering your stuff. That way you don't lose it. And you'll basically start with full hunger, thirst. You'll just lose your XP and skills. And overall, in the beginning game, that's not much of a hit. So it's actually something I suggest you do, at least until they fix it. You can actually cross over, I think, single player games without issue with items that you have on you. I'm not sure about multiplayer, as I have not gone on any multiplayer servers yet. Now I'm going to pull out my gun. I should have gotten at least a good portion of them. Now there's berries in these bushes. A lot of them are poisonous or just unhelpful. And I'm going to pop him in the head. I'm not going to shoot that because I have no means of cooking it right now. Though I now have a pickaxe, which is actually something I was looking for a very long time. I'm just getting on this this side. See, those purple berries are poisonous. Don't eat them. My mouse is being a little off lately, so I have to hopefully deal with it minimally right now, as it's been quite a big problem for me lately, because it gets stuck. Like right now, I'm having very difficult time aiming, and that's just because, I don't know, it's actually not that old. It shouldn't be having these problems, but it still does. Cloth. Grab that when you can. Grab any clothing, actually, that you can. Oh yeah, no space. Cloth. This is actually a good item to not use right now. You don't need it. Clothing, it doesn't hurt to have it, but really what you're looking for right now is... Is that a Yuri mag? Yeah, that is actually an extremely rare item, like beyond extreme. I was actually going to grab that from my setup, because I actually have I guess it's a setup in the tutorial one. I don't need the splint, unfortunately. I'm going to drop it because I need that. Canteen is a very good item that is a reusable water source. Now check every one of these because they usually have decent equipment. This is a militia area, which is considered a part way between military and... Okay, that's actually a good item too, but not really needed right now. I need a bag. Nails. Nails are actually very useful, and I know I saw a gun over there, but that's not exactly a good gun to work with right now. A militia area is, I want to say it's pretty much a an area between military and civilian equipment. And it's actually a very good start area. Now, okay, yeah, I need to get down. Just because there are zombies here and I don't want to mess with them right now. I only have 28 shots, and while I could headshot most of them, I'd rather not. That's kind of what I wanted, to bring them away from this area so I can actually loot this, because I saw a bag. And being crouched, it's actually one of the better areas, better ways to avoid detection against most of these. This area is not too much of a threat. I actually dropped most of my stuff in my tutorial world because I have it's kind of like a base I've set up, though not really. Ooh. Wow, I actually don't have this in my base. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop this right now. It doesn't matter as much because I need this. Equip it, and I can take that. I now have a large setup. This is good for if you have a lot of equipment to work with. I actually don't need most of this stuff on hand. I'm actually going to go grab that pistol because while the pistol is actually a pretty, I would say it's a decently bad weapon. It's better than nothing, and it can be refilled with civilian ammo. Now, this gun normally would be able to be refilled with civilian ammo, but I think the tutorial one that is given cannot be refilled. So, it's something I don't like, but it's something you have to deal with to prevent exploits and stuff. Now, this is a good time to grab some cloth and pretty much everything you can. I'm also going to get that item there, which is a Yuri mag. It's for an Uzi with the replacement of the I with a Y. For, I guess, namesake reasons. Pink shirt, I don't care, I'll just use it. It doesn't hurt. Equipped it. I'll replace it with something else. I actually ended up using I really didn't get that much military equipment when I was going through my 2-hour test session. And I played about a total of 9 hours on this game. Most of it was just me messing around and testing a couple small things, as well as gathering materials. There shouldn't be anything else there. I want to quickly make another bandage, or rag in this case. Go to crafting, click crafting, and right click to move things. And this will make another rag, which is a bandage in a sense. It's a low quality bandage. Now, I also want that pistol on hand. Melee in this game is quite underpowered to a point where it's really not worth it. Now, this is in a sense an M1911, which I actually believe is really underpowered for what it is. Oh, I forgot. I have toggle for my aim just because I can't seem to have my right click to work properly. It's been an issue that I can't really resolve because it's my mouse. And it's been kind of an issue for the past couple of days now. I actually, funny enough, got a piece of equipment that is really important. This. Now, I'm going to drink my canteen, and I'm going to use this. Right click to do power attacks, left click to use just a standard attack. Standard attack is very underwhelming. It basically just, it's pathetic. simply say it is pathetic. And I now have this. Now, this bed and the bed on that dock are actually stuff I've placed before. This shield thing is also something I've placed. It was just temporary. I wasn't really doing anything with it. I probably could destroy it, but I didn't feel like bothering with it. Pale berries and purple berries, both of those are poisonous. The difference between them is if you eat a purple berry, it will increase that radiation symbol there, which of course is bad because it is literally poisoning. Okay, I'm going to try to pop him in the head and hope I can actually do this. I'm really bad at this. Yeah, as I said, it's usually easier for me to just run up and shoot the guy in the face. Like that. Now I should have aggroed him. Where are you? Oh. He went to the... And unfortunately, very uneven ground is very poor for aiming. Usually I'm a lot better with that, but also I usually have a scope. So, unfortunately, this is the beginner's luck of not having good stuff on hand. I don't know why I can't hit him in the head. There. Okay, this is when it usually becomes an issue, is those are the fastest zombies available. Fortunately, they're still not that powerful. Now, they can drop items, so do note that they sometimes drop items. It is very rare, however. Now I'm actually going to try to stealth through this a little bit. If I have to shoot, I'm probably going to have to back away again. I'm trying to make these episodes about 20 minutes, but I can't guarantee it. This is actually a food restaurant thing, so try to get into here without too much noise is kind of difficult for this area, but I'll try. Okay, moldy bottle of water. It's a very poor liquid source, but in an emergency, it's okay. It could literally kill you, however. In fact, it does kill you. That's a melee weapon, a frying pan. Nothing in there. Moldy carrot. I say take anything that's moldy just because it can be used at some point. Milk can be used, however, without any real concern. Usually it takes me about 9 rounds of this assault rifle, which is pretty much a resemblance to, I think, an AK-47. I can usually use 9 rounds of this and anywhere from 5 to 10 rounds of shotgun. I can clear out this entire town. No space. Okay, travel pack, that's what I usually have. Pocket knife. Not a bad tool to have. Do try to avoid eating rotten foods or moldy foods in this case, just because it does hurt you. Because if this goes to 100%, you start losing like 1 health per second, and that ends up being significant later on. I'll eat that, and I'll try to use this. These juice boxes really do not help. They're very minimal. They restore about 10 or 15. The sidearm pistol is very poor for a weapon. I'm actually going to shoot that one zombie over there. This is probably going to agitate quite a few of them, but I need to get over there without too many issues. Being crouched while shooting helps with aiming. It also reduces the detection radius. And if you can actually shoot something without being detected, it's probably in your best interest to do so. Coming in here, it's not the best place for certain things. That is actually a good thing to have those cans, and this is ammunition. Ammunition works a little bit different here, but you'll see in a minute. Okay, is that chili? Yep. Kitchen knife. Kitchen knives are pretty poor items. I'm actually going to drop this over the other, just because moldy food can actually be turned into seeds which can plant good crops. And I'm not going to use any of those cots up there, though I want to. I just feel it would be a little bit cheating since I had done that through a previous playthrough. And I'm actually pretty set for what I have right now. I'm actually going to go refill my canteen. Canteens can actually be made using a can and a purified water bottle. I don't think the moldy one can actually work. I actually want to test that, because I've never tried it. Usually it's just water bottle. Nope, can't do it. So it has to be a purified water bottle, which is a lot more rare, but you can also use purification tablets, which are sometimes in the pharmacy, and that is actually just behind that building, which is a fire station. I'm not at risk walking up here for the most part, and if I am, I can just shoot whatever's a problem. Now this is a pretty big lake slash ocean, whatever it is. It really doesn't matter as much. You can still refill water bottles with this, or canteens in this case. I actually suggest that you keep doing this until you have a full water, or 0% water, which is pretty much 0% thirst. Now there's a couple areas that you could probably check, which is actually a good idea to do so. I really want a scope, and this is not a place to actually get scopes, unfortunately. You're very unlikely to find anything good other than food in this area. Which, don't get me wrong, is actually pretty useful. In fact, at one point I literally starved to death because I couldn't find food. Or enough food. I had plenty of these berries around, but half of them killed me. One place to get a good melee weapon is a sledgehammer. Usually spawns in that post office. And actually, what are my skills like? Experience 28. Something you want to start with: survival and 1 endurance. Those are two of the best skills to start with. Survival reduces your dependency on food and water, while endurance actually makes your running last much longer. And it basically doubles it at this point. And I feel pretty confident to start shooting these things actually now. Red berries are very toxic. Don't eat them unless you need to. You can only eat 3 before you start dying. So try to avoid it. I'm trying to get into that post office because there's usually a good item in there. A good item or two. As you see, I've already gone through half my mag, which I usually only go through 9 rounds, so it's really inefficient at this point. I have to really worry about being hit. And the main reason I actually started using the tutorial area as my base of operation is so I could actually do a playthrough here without having it look like I'd already done so much work and no one got to see any of it. Food. I need to eat that at least. I'm gonna wear that. I don't know if it affects anything really. It personally doesn't matter to me as much. That door actually might be useful at one point. Actually thinking about it, because I usually don't use these doors. Funny enough, they're a really poor item because they don't fit anything. Drop. I'm not going to use it. I was thinking I was going to use it, but no. Now this is an item known as scrap metal. One of the most useful items you can actually get. If you have an option between scrap metal or any other basic resource, take the scrap metal, because it's literally one of the most important items you can get. Okay, I don't want to do that. I was gonna pull a stupid, but I can't really risk it at this point. Right now I'm actually in a good position. I actually should stop for this recording session, or not session, but this episode, because I'm actually in a very good spot and I'm not being mauled. So, see you in a minute. I'm just gonna finish up here.